Hi, hello. In this session, we'll discuss about while loops. Let's understand what is loop first. Let's say you want to print hello world 5 times. How will you do that? We'll write print statement 5 times. For example, print hello world. We'll print it, we'll type it 5 times. What if I want to print 10 times? I will add another 5 more lines. Now, let's say we need 100 times or 1000 times. Can we add 1000 lines? Is it the right approach? Certainly not. To address these kind of requirements, we need loop concept. Loop concept helps in executing one or more statements up to a desired number of times. In computer programming, a loop is a sequence of instructions that is continuously repeated until a certain condition is reached. Now we get the structure of the loop. It consists of a condition and a block of code to be executed. Now, if you notice that you will have a condition and you will have block of code. As long as this condition is met, the block of code will be executed. Once the condition will be dissatisfied, it will be out of execution of this block of code. Let's see how Python's while statement is used to construct loops. The syntax for Python while statement is while, here condition in the form of expression, a colon, and your block of statements, block of code, one or more lines of statements. So this is syntax for while loop in Python. Now let's do the same example. Let's print hello world 5 times using while loop. How many times we should print here? 5 times. So we need a counter to keep track of the count. I will define I, where we start I with 0. Now while, what is our condition? Every time we increment I, once I reaches 5, we should exit the loop, right? Since we are starting with 0, count 0, anything less than 5 is the exit condition. I less than 5 is our condition here, colon, print hello world. Now in every iteration we need to increment the counter, that is I equal to I plus 1, we incremented. Now let's run this. It has printed 5 times. What exactly happening here? Initially I is 0. Now while entering into the while loop, the condition will be validated. Is 0 less than 5? It is true. Then it goes, prints the print statement, increment the I value. Right now I became 1. Then it comes and validates the condition. 1 less than 5? Yes, it's true, right? Then again it executes, it increments. Let's say now I reaches 5. 5 less than 5. Is it true? No, it is false. So the condition is dissatisfied. It exits the while loop. Now let's see another example where we want to read all list elements using its index. Let's define a simple list. Ravi, Ram, Krishna. We will have an increment, counter to increment, while what is the condition here? We need to iterate through the list. Now we want to print the elements based on index. What is the max element? When should we exit? Once we complete the indexing, the total indexing. What is the max index here? Length, right? Length of the list. So here, what we will say, as long as I less than length of the list, we will execute it. Print lst of I, and we need incrementer I equal to I plus 1. So now what exactly happened? Same thing. Initially we started with I equal to 0. So we are getting at index 0 element, then we'll increment 1. It became 1, verifies with length of the list, uh, like it is less than the length of the list. So the loop will continue executing the statement until I reaches, or I became greater than or equal to length of the list. So that is when here it returns false. So once it dissatisfies the condition, it will be out of while loop. Let's see another example. Print numbers 1 to 10 in reverse order. That means we should print 10, 9, 8 till 1. So I'll define I with value 10 because we have to print reverse, while what is the condition? And we need to print till 1, right? So I always should be greater than 0. That is our condition here. Now print I, and is it incrementer? This time we need to decrement count, that equal to I equal to I minus 1. When you execute, it will print in reverse order. What exactly happening? Initially I value is 10. It compares the condition here is 10 greater than 0. Yes, true. Print set decrement 1. That means I became 9. 9 greater than 0. Again executes. Decrements 1. 8 greater than 0. Right? So it reaches till 0. I value became 0. Now 0 greater than 0, false. That is when it executes it exits the while loop. So loop execution statements, loop execute statements until it dissatisfy the given condition. Now, what if I want to terminate the loop execution and come out of the loop in between? Let's say we have a list of string. We want to find the index of a given string. So string index can be anywhere. It can be in the beginning, in the middle, or it can be at last. After printing the index, we should exit the loop. How can we do that? We should understand a break keyword. Python provides a keyword called break, which immediately terminates a loop. Let's see the example. We'll define new list with fruits, apple, mango, grape, banana. counter I equal to 0. Now while I less than length of list, if list of I equal to grape. Here we're trying to find the index of string called grape in the given list. So this is the condition. In the every iteration, we are checking that grape is part of this list. If this condition got satisfied, we want to print the index. Print. Okay, I'll use f string. We have seen it in string formatting. Index of grape is I. Now, once we print this, we want to exit from the loop. So I'm giving break statement, break keyword here. So now we need to increment the counter also. I equal to I plus 1. Now let's execute this. So index of grape is 2. If you see 0, 1, 2. What exactly happening? It has, the while loop is checking. Initially I is 0. A list with index 0, it's apple. So it goes and increments it. It happens every time until grape reaches here. Once it reaches here, the condition is satisfied. If condition is satisfied, it prints the index, executes the break statement, abruptly comes out of the while loop. So this is how break keyword will help us. What if we want to skip few iterations based on certain conditions? Python provides a keyword called continue, which immediately terminates the current loop iteration. It revalidates the condition and starts the statement execution. We'll go through simple example. We want to print only even numbers. Let's say we iterate through 1 to 10 and we just want to print only even numbers. We want to skip odd numbers. We'll use while loop for this one. We'll define I equal to 0, while I less than or equal to 10. Let's increment I value, I equal to I plus 1. Now, how can we check it's even or odd? Even odd, right? So we will use percentile, percentage 2. It gives reminder here. So now the max, possible reminders are either 0 or 1. In case of even, it returns 0. In case of odd, it returns 1, right? So let's say for even number must be 0. We will print, again I'll use f string, skipping I, and outside of, here I'll define continue. So this is the keyword inside if loop. Now I'll print I normally. Let's have a print statement outside while loop. Let's execute. Did I do anything wrong here? Increment percent equal to 0. skip, sorry, typo. So I %2 double equal to 0. Let's execute. So now if you notice, when it is 1, when I value became 1, it's printed. When I value became 2, it executed the statement. It executed continue keyword. It didn't at all come to this statement. It directly went to this condition. That means it skipped this particular statement execution. This is how continue will work. Now let's see while else loop. What is while else loop? What is else class here? Python allows an optional else class at the end of while loop. This is a unique feature of Python, not found in most of the other programming languages. The syntax is while condition colon statement block 1, then you have else colon statement block 2. The statement block 2 given in the else class will be executed when the while loop terminates. What is the difference? Let's say you have same block without else class. In this case also, statement block 2 will be executed immediately after while loop terminates. What is the difference? The difference is the statement block 2 will be executed only after loop terminates by dissatisfying the while loop condition. Okay, I mean, let's say, let me reconstruct it. Else statement block 2. So now this statement block 2 will be executed only after loop terminates by dissatisfying while loop condition. That means anytime if it dissatisfies while loop condition, here that is when the statement block 2 will be executed. In case if while loop got terminated by any break statement which is part of statement block 1, then statement block 2 will never be executed. That is the difference. In case, I mean, let's explain. You have this is statement line 1, statement line 2. If we have a if block, there is a condition, and you have break. At any time, because of this break keyword, if while loop get terminated, this statement block 2 will never be executed. This block will be executed only while loop gets terminated whenever the condition is dissatisfied here. So hope you understood while else loop. So this is all about while loop in Python. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel.